As you know, this year in Mastery Manager, you can give your tests online. Before you can do that, you might need to upload or import your test banks from ExamView or ExamGen into Mastery Manager first. This screencast is going to show you how to do that. First thing you need to do is go to masterymanager.com and log in. After you log in, across the top you'll see a new tab called Item Bank that wasn't there before. It's there now though, so go ahead and click on it. This screen you'll see Create Item Bank, Show Item Bank Finder. This looks a lot like the assessment screen, so I'll show that to you. See Create Assessment. Oh, there's a lot more stuff here. But go back to Item Bank. So what I'm going to do real quick is create an item bank. And I'm going to create an item bank called Physical Science. So then I'm going to go back here. So now you see that up here it has no questions in it. So in order to get questions in there that I want to import from my ExamView test banks, I'm going to come over here and click on Import. Now you're going to see some options here. So you've got your language, status. What this just means is the status of the questions. Are they in draft form? No one's seen them yet. Review. You haven't given them to kids, but other teachers are looking at them. Pilot just means that you've piloted with some classes just to see the reliability and validity of those questions. Or is it final draft? Okay, so final, everyone can use them. If you're importing questions from a test bank, you might just want to leave it on final. Now, take a look at this question prefix. This is what it's going to stick before all of the question numbers. This, I would suggest you not leave as question. And you'll see why after I import my questions. I'll show you a bank that I have screwed up, and then I'll show you this one. I'm going to label this PS Holt Chapter 1 Intro to Science. Okay, I don't want to make it too long, but I want to make it specific enough. Okay? And you'll see why in a second after I import them. So then I'm going to choose my file. The file it's looking for, and I'm actually uploading ExamView files. If you notice, I'll exit out of this real quick. It will accept ExamView test bank files, ExamGen zip files, and QIA text files. But I'm going to do ExamView because I think that's what the majority of us use. So when you click Choose File, you notice I have all these chapters, and I've already gotten there from a certain point. Okay? So I have ExamView banks. So really, this is the folder that you need. You want to find where your ExamView stuff is. Whenever I upload my ExamView test bank separately, I always name them according to the subject and the publisher. So this is ExamView Physical Science Holt. You need to find this banks folder. And then I have to click an extra step because Holt put this extra folder in here. And then you want to get to where all the chapter numbers are. So this is chapter 1. Now, before I did this screencast, I went actually and opened up ExamView and figured out what the topic of chapter 1 was. It was Intro to Science. That's why I labeled that. So if I were you, I would actually go open up the ExamView, create like a little fake test, hit select while viewing, and then see what all the chapters are named. And maybe print that out or screenshot it or something, because it's going to help you when you are importing your test. So that way you know what topic the questions are. Okay. So I'm going to do chapter 1, so I'm going to double click on it. And see, it's chapter 1.bnk, so that's an ExamView bank file. Then I'm going to click Save, and you're going to see that it's now uploading up and then processing. And then after it's done processing, you'll see nothing. It doesn't give you a screen that says successfully imported. It just, there you go, nothing. So you don't know if anything happened or not. Here's how I went back and checked. I actually clicked on item banks. Now that was empty to start with, and now I have 78 questions. So I'm like, oh, it worked. Okay. Now, if you notice, I'm going to click on this. Here are all the questions. It says P.S. Holt Chapter 1 Intro to Science, and that's got a number after each one. See it? I can't really do that because it keeps popping up the questions, but you see there's a number after each one. So that way I know this is a physical science question from Holt, Chapter 1. It's about Intro to Science. Okay. Again, if you hover over it, you can actually see what the questions are. One word about importing. Now, in the demo, the guy who was giving us the demo said if there are any pictures attached to these questions, they don't come with it, unfortunately. So you might have to go back into Exam View, open up that bank, and copy and paste the picture somewhere to your hard drive, but you can't upload them. If you go to Images, click on Add Image, and then choose where you have saved the file, put a title and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going back to item banks. Now notice you had images. You can also insert audio and video in there as well. And then there's passages. If you have a written passage that you want associated with multiple questions, you can actually upload the entire passage. Okay. Now, I told you this naming thing was very important. Let me show you where I screwed this up. So everybody, when you go into item bank, should already have an item bank with your subject area. So if you click on that, I'm going to click on mine. Do you see how I have two question ones? Question 1, question 1, question 10, question 10. I imported two separate question banks from different chapters on different topics, but left that prefix as question. This is what will happen. So if you import them all, you'll have like a bazillion question 1s and a bazillion question 10s, and you won't, just by looking at it, be able to figure it out. Unless you really want to go into the edit portion of the question and then edit the properties of each one, and then, so I really don't think you want to do that. So if you just name them correctly or name them appropriately from the get-go, you'll probably avoid all that confusion later. Okay. So that's really all there is to item banks. If you have any questions, you can ask me, but just remember that Master Manager has a very nice user's guide. So if you click on user's guide, come over here to item bank, you'll see that they have everything, creating and editing an item bank, properties of the item bank, everything you'd want to know, sharing, question, passages, images, audio files, everything you'd want to know they have provided. And the good thing about it is they usually give you, there you go, screenshots on exactly how to do everything. So their help is really good. Again, if you need help, go see the help, ask me, and have fun importing those item banks.